Yo, what's going on everyone? My name is Rutto, and today we're going to be talking about the real reason why Epic has added mechs into the game. Now obviously this is a bit of a conspiracy theory as nothing is confirmed or we don't know if any of this is actually the truth, but I've done a bit of research and it is interesting to look at all the evidence that I've found because it kind of does make sense. With that being said, it looks like Epic has added the mech into the game not to pander to the casual players, not to just outright totally annoy the entire community, but for strictly promotional and monetary reasons. If anyone has recently looked at the Epic Games website, you could see that they are promoting a new game called MechWarrior 5, which you can pre-order for $50. This is what first sparked this conspiracy theory and caused me to do a little bit more research, and I was kind of shocked with what I found. Although Epic Games is selling MechWarrior 5 on their website, they actually aren't the developers of the game. The developers of the game are called Piranha Games, and they are the ones who, developed and created MechWarrior 5. The interesting thing is that Epic Games was able to get exclusive rights to sell MechWarrior 5, which came as a shock for a lot of people, including a lot of MechWarrior 5 fans who didn't like this deal. Now, I'm not really going to get into all of that because I'm sure you guys don't really care about it, but it is interesting to note that they do have exclusive rights to sell this game. Now, the important thing to take away from this deal is that Epic Games is trying to compete with companies like Steam and Blizzard. And to be able to have exclusive rights to this game on their website is a big, big deal for them. Because this was a massive game on Steam that a lot of people wanted to buy and a lot of people had already pre-ordered before the announcement that Epic Games was going to have the rights to it. It's a bit complicated. We're not going to really get into that kind of stuff. What's important to take away from this deal, and what's kind of odd, is that it was announced late July, around the exact same time that Season 10 came out. And of course, Season 10 is infamous for probably the most hated item in Fortnite history that caused an entire community of pros and casuals alike to turn on Epic Games and just tell them how terrible their game was because of the mech. Now, to me, I find it a bit odd that Epic would release the mech into the game around the same time that they announced that they will be selling a game about mechs and, using mechs to kill other mechs and stuff like that. And this really could explain why Epic refused to remove the mech. This was a very big deal for them, one that they really wanted, and they probably spent a lot of money to get it. I wouldn't be surprised to find out that there was something in the contract that said Epic Games had to promote MechWarrior 5 in some way other than just putting it on the website. And this could very well be that they had to promote it through Fortnite. Now, I know this is a bit of a stretch and a lot of you guys probably think I have my tinfoil hat on right now, but why else would Epic keep the mechs in the game? This is by far the most hated item to ever be released into Fortnite. And it didn't make sense to anyone that for a long time they refused to nerf it and refused to take it out of the game. Now, obviously, we've established that Epic Games loves bad publicity. You know the saying, all publicity is good publicity? And Epic was getting a ton of attention from the mechs being in their game. Now, obviously, it wasn't positive or anything, but at the same time, Epic's name, Fortnite's name, and the mech's name was everywhere. It was trending #1 on Twitter, and it's the only thing people were talking about. And that's something you got to keep in mind with all of this. What is also very interesting is that MechWarrior 5 was set to launch on September 10th, but was then pushed back to December 10th, with the beta coming out sometime in early November. But what's interesting is that the beta clearly comes out a month before the game is released, and the game was supposed to be released mid to early September. So the beta would have came out in mid to early August, around the same time that Season 10 started, which again would suggest that Epic is just trying to promote this game, and that's the only reason why mechs have been added into Fortnite. Now, I know a lot of you are probably still not convinced, and I'm gonna admit, when I was doing my research, I wasn't fully convinced at this point either. I'm still not fully convinced, but there was one other thing I found that really did tip the scales for me and make me think that this actually could be a possibility. Now, if you think back to it, what is the one other item that Epic has released into the game that has caused as much controversy as the mech? It has to be the Infinity Blade. The only other weapon to be as lethal as the mech was the Infinity Blade, which was released into Fortnite on December 10th. Now, what is very interesting to take note of is that Epic Games actually had a long-standing game called Infinity Blade. This was their most successful iOS game and was a really big game for Epic at the time as it first released in, I think, 2011. Well, Epic announced that they were going to be removing all the Infinity Blade games from the App Store on December 10th of 2018, the same day that they added the Infinity Blade to the game. And if you guys don't remember, the day after they added the Infinity Blade to Fortnite was the finals for the Winter Royale, a $1 million tournament. And just like you, I remember watching this tournament and seeing just how dominant the sword was. If you wanted to win the game, you had to have the Infinity Blade, and if you didn't have it, you're pretty much guaranteed to die. It pretty much destroyed the entire game and made it unplayable, and Epic Games pretty much ruined a $1 million tournament to pay homage to some game that they were removing from the App Store that no one really knew about anymore. So after I read about this and kind of figured all of this stuff out, it started to make me think it's very possible that this could be the real reason why mechs are in the game. And what's more interesting is that Epic realized how overpowered the Infinity Blade was, and after 4 days of it being in the game, they removed it, especially after the community was outraged and asked them to. Epic actually did what the community wanted, and everything was fine after. So why haven't they done it now? The mech is way more overpowered than the Infinity Sword ever was. So why haven't they removed it, and why did they even wait so long to nerf it? Could it be because they are promoting another game that they are going to be selling on their website? An Epic Games exclusive that they probably paid a lot of money to have? I personally think it is possible. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. That's going to be it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Leave a like, as I said before, comment down below, and subscribe to the channel with notifications turned on. If you guys want to help me out, make sure to use code SUPERHOTMOM4 in the Fortnite item shop, and also make sure to go follow me on Mixer. I've been streaming there recently because I find it a lot easier to stream on than YouTube, and it's a lot more user-friendly and streamer-friendly as well. With that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and have a great day. Peace.